Hello everybody, welcome to part 9 of the Xray T4 2014 build series. In part 9 we will be just finishing off the assembly of the chassis, which is basically just installing the motor, electronic speed controller and the receiver. Now I've already put the servo in, so this is pretty much just the final part of building the actual chassis. Part 10 will be the reveal of the car with the body I painted and everything. So this is just pretty much the final. This is just finishing it off. So one of the things I'll mention to you before we get into the final parts here, with the lipo section, I did do a test fit. These are the batteries that I'm using, trinity nano-techs. These are fairly decent sized lipo. So depending on what lipo you're using, just do a quick test fit to make sure it's all nice and snug fit. So that's about it really. Next thing too, when you're putting in your electronics, before you go in and bolt it all in and that, do like a test fit. So you get your receiver and your speed controller and motor and put it in, just to see what way you'll have to put it in before you start sticking it down. Now in my case, I will be using some double-sided tape, but I do have velcro, for the reason that I have several models but I only have 4 receivers, so it's easy for me to just use some double-sided tape and some velcro so I can stick it on, and then if I want to use another model I can just pull the receiver out. So that's just that. Okay, next, so what we'll do, while I'm thinking about it too, I'll just be installing the speed controller and motor. I will not be soldering any wires. I will do that off camera because mainly it's really going to take too long to do it. If you do want me to do like a little tutorial on how to do soldering or soldering if you're American, send me a little comment down below if you want me to do a little tutorial if you've never done any of that before. But at this point I will not be attaching the wires, I'll just be putting the electronics in. Okay, so first of all what we'll do is we'll put the motor in. I'm using a Trinity revtech, one of the kill shot motors. It's a 13.5 turn motor, so it's going to be running this in a spec class. I've already put the pinion on and lined it all up, and it is a little bit of a squeeze to get it under there, but we'll manage. Alright, so we'll just get 2 screws that we need and a 2.5mm Allen driver. No, that's not it. And you'll have to excuse me folks, I'll just have to get my head down so I can see. There we go. Okay, so that one's in. Okay, now I've just already, this pinion that I'm using doesn't really give you a lot of movement for adjustability for the mesh. It is probably at the maximum limit for perfect match, but I mean I'm only just using the factory included spur, so I'll probably change that at some point. Okay, now for the electronic speed controller, just take off the bit of double-sided tape. I've already put this on just to save time, so we'll put that about there and just push it down nicely. And what, I dropped something up, I'll leave that. Now what we will do is we will put the sensor wire in, unless you're running a sensorless system, but I mean most of us will run a censored system, so we'll put the sensor wire in and hook it up. Okay, so that's that hooked up. Now we will put in the receiver. Of course it's going to fight me now, isn't it? Unbelievable. There we go. Okay, what we'll do is I've already pre-measured this, so I know how much of the wire I have to use and some of the tubing. Alright, so we get the tubing. Let's thread that. I've already put in the little holder as well. And we'll just push that down in there. Okay, now when you're connecting the servo wires and the speed controller wires to the receiver, little quick formula. I mean, unless you've got a receiver like mine which has labeled, you know, steering, throttle, auxiliary brake, whatnot, if it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatnot, the simple formula is channel 1 is to turn, channel 2 is to burn. So that's a little formula I've always gone by. Okay, so I will just put the throttle in and I'll just move that up a little bit, make it easier, and plug that in. Okay. Now don't worry about the switch. I'll place that a little bit later. So that's pretty much it, folks. Stay tuned for part 10 for the reveal.